inspire art linkings. Welcome to today's tutorial in which we are going to draw beautiful orchid flower in a jar. So let's get started. Start by drawing the outline of the jar. Create the basic oval shape for the top opening, then draw two vertical lines extending downwards to form the slides. Gently curve the bottom to close the shape. Pay attention to symmetry and smoothness for a clean look. Next, lightly draw a horizontal line across the jar to represent the water level. You can make this line slightly wavy to give the illusion of liquid. Keep it soft since it will be a minor detail. Now draw a few delicate, slightly curved lines extending from the water to the top of the jar. These lines will represent the orchid stems. Orchids have long, graceful stems, so try to capture that with smooth strokes. Start sketching the flowers at the top of each stem. Begin with the central part of the orchid flower, which look like a small heart or oval. Then add large petals around this center. Orchids typically have 5 or 6 petals, so space them out evenly. The petals are wide and rounded at the tip, so draw them gently with soft curves. Once you have the basic shapes of the orchid flowers, start adding details. Draw the inner lines of the petal, giving them texture and depth. You can also add tiny dots or streaks to the center of the flowers to mimic the pattern found on real orchid. Extend the orchid stem slightly above the jar and add some buds or unopened flowers. Below the flowers, draw a few long, narrow leaves at the base of the stems inside the jar. Orchids usually have thick, glossy leaves that curve slightly. Now shade the jar to give it a glossy effect. Draw the edges slightly and add shading near the water line. You can also add line reflection by leaving small areas unshaded. Remember to keep the shading subtle to avoid overpowering the delicate flowers. And there you have it. Finally, refine your drawing by adding light shading to the flowers and leaves. Focus on the folds in the petals and the shadows under the leaves to create a sense of depth. Clean up any stray line and sharpen the detail of your sketch. This voiceover guides viewer through a step-by-step process to create a delicate and beautiful orchid stems.